everyone, Hale, and in a very weird roundabout way, we're actually on part 3 and the finale of another short series. Kind of. Sort of. You see, we looked at Tidal Wave, Armada Tidal Wave, way back in episode 308, and we very recently looked at Armada Galvatron / Megatron, technically, since it's the same mold. Well, today, in part 3, we're going to have combined mode, because of course, we know that the Armada Optimus can combine with others. Well, so can the Megatron / Galvatron by way of Tidal Wave. We're going to see what those lads are like together. You'll notice I don't have them in my hands because they're all getting ready for the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, baby. And while you're at it, light them up and hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts appears right here on the channel. We do a lot of stuff, man. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors NL, and the Autobot family. Have a look for me everywhere across social media. And hey, while you're at it, why not check out our Patreon and what we offer via Teespring. Whew. All those links and more down in the description. So, we're going to do kind of the combined mode, the build video, so to speak, today for really what I'm going to say is a stoic sort of a battle embankment mode that combines Tidal Wave, Armada Tidal Wave, and Armada Megatron / Galvatron. I have the Galvatron version of the mold, but it's the same thing. Individually, they're both alright. They both suffer. Here's the thing, both of them have great arm articulation. Both of them are big, hefty, they feel very solid and good. Both of them suffer from very limited leg articulation, not the least of which is no knee. It's not a deal breaker, but it is unfortunate. Together, how effective are they? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this duo. And much like we did with Optimus Prime, it's time for a finale. That's right, because Megatron does go together, or Galvatron in this case, does combine with Armada Tidal Wave. And this was a bit of a weird series, if you will, because part 1 actually happened a long time ago in episode 308. Thanks to friend of the channel, Andrew, who at the time lent me this guy to take a look at. And Tidal Wave has like a lot of parts for him, but he can do so many things. He can be a big aircraft carrier. He can be like a small kind of dual speedboaty type of thing, almost like a battle boat type of thing. He could be a small kind of aircrafty carrier thing. There's so many options with Tidal Wave. And I said in episode 308 that his paint was a 6 because this doesn't really look like the cartoon. The articulation was a 7. Again, not perfect. I mean, we have nice ratchet arms and out and elbow and hands and all of that. But much like Megatron, the legs go out to the side. We have a knee that goes in like this. Now, he can go forward and back at the hip, unlike Megatron, but still no knee. So I thought that was a little bit disappointing. And I said the transformation was a 10 because it was so versatile. Overall, he was a 7.5. Overall, very recently, I basically said that Megatron was a 7.5 or an 8. They are both all right. Just to kind of give a size comparison and something in the modern day, because the last time that I looked at Tidal Wave, I compared him to a Combiner Wars combiner at the time. But I just thought it would be interesting, since his name has come up kind of recently in discussions, I thought it'd be interesting to show him next to Commander Class Jetfire. Now, granted, Commander Class Jetfire here is a little bit bigger. Hold on, I'm just going to reorient things ever so slightly because there's some big bots here to show on screen. A little while ago, I said, you know what? Like, I don't want a Titan class Tidal Wave. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then some people, when Commander Class started, were thinking about who could appear in that size class. And Tidal Wave's name got mentioned. You know what? I was fine with the Voyager, even though it's not what people necessarily wanted for an update for Tidal Wave. But I like that Voyager mold that's used for him and for the Autobot I can't, his name eludes me now, the heat's getting to me, man. But I do think that we could go with a commander size class for Tidal Wave, and then, you know what, that probably works. Okay, so if each of these guys alone is a 7.5, that means the pairs, at least so far, is a 7.5. We're going to do the combined mode and kind of see what they're like together. Certainly how they compare to the Optimus combined mode. Well, not the full combined mode. I'm not breaking out all the Jetfire and Overload, though I did recently look at the full Optimus combined mode as recently as episode 719. So where do we begin? Well, we're going to take off those arms and take off those arms. We're going to push that head down and bring these up. You'll notice, by the way, I don't have the missiles left in this because they pop out so easily. Drives me crazy. We're going to take that off, and of course we have the legs, and we're going to take those out of the way. All of that gets taken out of the way. It's going to be used a little bit later. For now, we're going to bring Megatron over here a little bit, and we're just going to recenter on him and do the couple of things we need to do with this guy to get him prepared to take on his extra battle armor. Okay, so to take his extra battle armor, we're going to come up here and we're going to actually bring that all the way out to the other side there, and we're going to bring this up. Then we should be able to, if I can do it, extend the entire body up. We should be able to rotate the tummy around. You leave the legs the way they were facing, you leave the upper body the way it was facing, you're just rotating the tummy section around, and then you bring this back down, and I guess if you wanted you could bring that out if you had a Minicon in there, but basically that's what you want done with the guy, because this is obviously going to be like a big type of battle mode. Then you take this piece, which is basically the chest, head, and shoulders of Tidal Wave, and you're going to use this little circle here over this Minicon port here, and we're going to put that on, and I guess we're going to bring that up, and we should be able to place these missiles back in now without them firing every which way. Yeah, we put that one there, and that one there. Put that down for now because he's getting kind of heavy. We're going to take his arms and kind of put them in their, I guess you would call it, aircraft carrier mode. What am I talking about? I'm basically talking about this piece. We push this down, and then this whole thing should be able to click on over his arm here. I think the intention is to snap this over his arm and maybe have the Minicon port go in that hole up there, if I'm not mistaken. Admittedly, I'm not 100% sure exactly how this fits on. Think that's it. Think that is about it. And then that brings us to the back over here. Now there are lots of people that actually leave the guy this way. It's mistaken, you shouldn't leave him this way, and yes, you're right if you're thinking, man, he looks really kind of dumpy, frumpy, like squat down there. You're right to a degree, because this isn't exactly what we're supposed to necessarily do. You can do it this way, but I'm going to do it the full way. And for the full way, we take the legs, and we basically, I guess I should actually sort of like leave this down to sort of show it. We take the legs of Tidal Wave, and this is the part that connects to the upper body, and basically we bring these out to the side and angle them up. Bring these out to the side and angle them up, pretty much. You'll notice now we have it like this. We need to turn at the hip so that this clip faces forward. Now, if you will recall, I mentioned how we extended the body and then we contracted it again. By right, you should leave the body extended so that this cylinder in here is able to take this clip onto his back. And it should clip in straight like that. And now, straightening those wings up, now you have Megatron combined with Tidal Wave in all of his glorious robot mode glory. And this looks beautiful. Honestly, I don't know. I'm going to say that this is pretty animation accurate. I don't remember if Galvatron ever combined with Tidal Wave or not. I know Megatron did. So I'm going to say that this is pretty accurate because the Megatron would be pretty accurate. It is pretty awe-inspiring to see. Here he is next to the, I guess, at least main combined mode of Optimus Prime. You'll see what I mean in just a second. Like, man, I get it. I know that they're each other's counterparts, but this is not a good looking pair. Like, they're not the same size and whatnot. And you know what? I don't put the onus, I don't put the criticism on the Armada Megatron with Tidal Wave. I really don't. I think that that's overall pretty good. I put it on this unforgivable hunk of trash that is Armada Optimus Prime. I'm sorry, man. If you like it, cool, but I don't understand how anybody could ever like this. I don't know how it ever got passed to be produced. I think it's the worst Transformer there ever was. There's zero that I like about it. It doesn't even scale with his Decepticon counterpart. Which does bring our focus back to this guy. So, he was getting a 7.5 overall. What changes now? Does anything change? Well, we have arms still that can, I'm gonna say, go out way out to the side. Now the ratchets are not heavy enough to hold Tidal Wave, which is unfortunate. But if you want, I guess, a battle mode, because we have the elbows, and the elbows are ratcheted, and they're strongly ratcheted, I mean, you can get this bent up. Same on the other side. Like, you can get the arm bent up. So, like, you know, the whole guy, I guess, together, like, you know, there can be like a blitz attacky type of thing. I don't think he's meant to move a whole lot here, but he's certainly able to have like a blitz attack type of thing. That just came off, but that's only because it's on a Minicom port. I'll put that back on. Back here, it's still very clean. And we still have the, you know, the ability to move his legs the same way. The head still, you know, it's able to look left and right like it always could. This piece can kind of move, sorta. It's limited articulation. Again, it looks good, but I would venture to say to you, here's the thing. Some would say, hey, that Optimus in his combined mode is just supposed to be one big force that fires something, some sort of a like super blaster attack or something. But like, there's nothing on that Optimus that says that. It just looks like it's an upgraded form that should be able to still move and function as Optimus always does. Here, I don't feel like he's supposed to move and function. This is supposed to be for one huge blast attack. A momentary thing. That's the way that I interpret it. Now, could be wrong, that's subjective, I get it. In terms of functionality here, we still kind of have the use of the arms. He's pretty much as functional as he ever was, even though a few bits and pieces knock into each other. I'm going to say that he's still overall a 7.5 or an 8. This is a great duo and a great set to get if you can pull it off. And here we are once again, and this guy's kind of heavy. Both of these guys are hefty and big. Now, it's like I said, I feel like that it's okay that the articulation is somewhat limited here, because I feel like this is mostly supposed to be fairly stoic. Nevertheless, you can move the arms, the legs don't really move anyway, you can still move the head, you can even move the, I guess technically the legs of Tidal Wave, like out to the side and stuff. The connections are mostly solid, though this one over here does like to come off. The arm ratchets struggle a bit to support the weight of Tidal Wave, but it can be done. He's still solid, he still stands really well. Interestingly, this Tidal Wave can also go attached to the Generations Leader version of Armada Megatron that came out in Combiner Wars, I believe it was. You can still take the parts of this Tidal Wave and affix to that guy as well. I don't know if that's a fan mode thing, but I've seen it done. This is impressive. I think that this is more impressive than the Optimus. I don't think it scales well with the Optimus. I don't like the Optimus. I would prefer anything that scales better with this, because I think this is infinitely better, both in terms of a Megatron Galvatron for our Armada, as well as the parts of Tidal Wave. My understanding is Fans Hobby is also doing their version of Armada Megatron maybe they'll do a version of Tidal Wave as well. But for us kind of, you know, regular run-of-the-mill mainline fans, maybe a Commander class Tidal Wave would be a good idea. Let me know what you think about this guy, this duo, if you will. You know, I always love to hear from you guys. I appreciate you coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know, man, how important it is to you. Please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, there's a donate link down in the description. Of course, you can check us out on Patreon and see what we offer via Teespring. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, man, you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.